And at the crack of dawn, a majority of homesteads in Kenya are abuzz with activities as children prepare to go to school. The morning rush is evident from cities to remote villages in the countryside. As some children walk to school, others use school buses or are driven to school by their guardians. And then there are those who face imminent dangers and are at risk of attacks on their way to school. Sharon Barang'a brings you Dangerous Ways to School, Samburu Edition.
The morning rush is evident from cities to remote villages in the countryside. As some children walk to school, others use school buses or are driven to school by their guardians. And then there are those who face imminent dangers and are at risk of attacks on their way to school. This is Dangerous Ways to School, Samburu Edition. We are in Ntepes in Samburu County. Residents here are used to living with wild animals that at times pose a danger to them. For the last 1 year, they have been dealing with swarms of locusts infestation that have been threatening to clear the little greenery that stands as a symbol of hope in the semi-arid region. Children from areas classified as arid and semi-arid regions such as Ntepes are used to walking tens of kilometers to get to school. This is because schools in these regions are few and far apart. The journey to school for some of these children is often adventurous and dangerous at the same time, adding to the thrill. On this day, Dangerous Ways to School will start the journey with pupils in Ntepes to Opiroi Primary School, which is over 10 kilometers away. Some walk alone in the thickets for hours. Others have friends for company, and some their parents have to closely follow them over some distance. It is a dangerous affair, but one they have adapted in search for a better life. It is about 15 minutes past 6 a.m. at Opiroi village in Ntepes area of Samburu County. The day is just beginning in Jatan Lenanguram's homestead. His wife Medina is already up, preparing breakfast for their two eldest children, Elima and Letetekwa. The two children already know they are about to be woken up for school, but they are buying a little more time in their warm blankets. A few minutes later, when breakfast is almost ready, the dreaded touch from their mother interferes with the warmth they have been used to in the last 8 hours. It is time to prepare for school. As Elima and Letetekwa hurriedly prepare themselves, breakfast is ready. A cup of tea is what they will depend on for the rest of the day until they are back home around 7 p.m. This is because their parents are not in a position to give them money for lunch or carry something from home.
hata kuna wanyama. Tunakuja kumsika kwa shule.
In less than 15 minutes, the children are ready to take their breakfast. They have a long journey ahead. They trek for about 10 kilometers to Opiroi Primary School. They walk through Kirisia forest, where they are at a risk of being attacked by wild animals such as hyenas, leopards, elephants, among others.
Siku moja tulikuja tukiwa wengi, tukapata na fisi, tukakimbia.
They also have to cross a seasonal river that has a reputation of sweeping away anyone who would dare cross it when it is full. Elima and Letetekwa are now ready to start their long journey to school. They bid their father goodbye, who remains behind to look after the homestead as their mother escorts them for some distance. In a community that still values livestock over education, Jatan and his wife decided to go against the grain and be among the few who want a different outcome for their children. They have allowed them to go to school, and in turn, they remain behind to look after their livestock. Jatan and Medina never stepped in school.
Lakini nao mwai dada kwa yeye bungeraji school na kwa mkatudu anaje geriticho.
About a kilometer from their home, Medina bids farewell to her children. Though unsettled and concerned over their safety, she releases them, hoping to see them later in the evening when they report back from school. With their mother out of sight, Elima and Letetekwa are alone, left to devour the long journey to school. They are lucky they can keep each other company, as some of their classmates cover a longer distance and more often have to walk alone depending on the direction they are coming from. The children are now deep in Kirisia forest, a home for the wild such as leopards, hyenas, monkeys, and elephants. On rare occasions, lions have also been spotted here. They have been walking for almost an hour. They seem tired but still find time to play. They have forgotten the urgency of getting to school in time, perhaps a freedom they enjoy away from their parents' watchful eyes. The sun is up, temperatures are gradually rising. Soon, the children will be at the mercy of the scorching sun. Along the way, they meet with some of their friends also heading to school. They are now 4, with Rosilla being slightly older than the rest. This at least provides some sense of safety for the others. Mary is the youngest. Her mother packed some food for her, a privilege that a majority of learners at Opiroi can only dream of. Their school doesn't have a feeding program.
Sato monobobu ne diana ko bulugora kiti abaltum ne manto wene metiki abalkono na ko sato monobo mata na gara shida na ko boton ko panado kiti na din yesu ni da dedi na ko na gara school again ko aribu na ko gara shida wollin ko ibo na ko do na shida ngara je gata na gara shida ma na gara nabo na ma ne biru school. Kaya bata kilometres na jada ko na buy ko na gara school bi dada da basali. Kadolta na shida ana kuna gara na do area Ntepes na Opiroi ajo kiata na shida oleng tonopo school tangaraki ngopo naado na kwa yupo nubo na dai kwa area na ta so much Kenya saa tomono bonda nopo momuto nito kadabo ni saa tomonare ngang kiaba ina shida na gara nyada dolda na shida ngara kitoko oleng ajo kiata na shida oleng.
The children ate up the journey in great strides. Eventually, they reach the banks of a seasonal river, one that has cut short their journey to school on several occasions when it bursts its banks. Here, Rosilla has to take a leadership role and help the children through the deep gully crafted by River Opiroi on its banks. At this point, Letetekwa offers to help Mary carry her packed lunch. River Opiroi is wide. The grounds where the children are walking on is at times underwater when Samburu receives a heavy rainfall. The huge backs of trees are evident of just how powerful the river can be. Some of them were washed downstream from hundreds of kilometers away. Along the way, pupils pass by their age mates who do not go to school. Some of them take part in Lechikuti schools, which is an arrangement that has provided an opportunity for children herders of Samburu to learn at night. One of their friends spots them. She runs to join the rest. They are now almost halfway. They know they have to hurry if they are to get the third lesson in school. It is almost 9:30 a.m. Their classmates in school are about to wind up their first lesson.
Leo tutajifunza ngeli ya awa. Sema ngeli ya awa. Ngeli ya awa.
Opiroi Primary School is located at the farthest hill seen from a distance. It is getting hot. The children are a few kilometers away and they have just crossed on the other side of Kirisia forest. On this day, they have not met wild animals on their way to school, but they have bumped on elephant fecal matter along the way. This somehow assures them that the jumbos are not close by since the excrement is not fresh. But they have to watch out for hyenas and leopards. Monkeys are not a big threat. It is almost 11 a.m. and the children have decided to take a break. Normally, they take at least 2 breaks. The younger ones always look forward to the short rests that do not exceed 10 minutes. Rosilla has to keep them on their toes just to ensure they get to school. Well, arrival time not being of essence in their case. Finally, the children enter the final stretch to school. One of their teachers waits for them at the entrance of the school. By now, the children are tired, hungry, have missed the first 2 lessons, and they will be expected to concentrate in the other lessons as well as ensure they catch up on what they missed in class from their classmates.
Wengi wao wanafika wakiwa wamechoka na wanapokuwa darasani unaona kwamba kazi yao iko chini. Hata wengine wanafika wamechoka, hata unapowafunza darasani unakuta kwamba hawasikizi. Na pia performance yao bado iko chini. Ukilinganisha na wale ambao wanatoka hapa karibu. Sababu wanachukua muda mrefu kutembea. Wengine wanapofika sasa ile wanafaa kuwa wanasoma wamechoka. So hawapati nafasi ya kupumzika. Jioni pia wakirudi unakuta wanafika nyumbani ikiwa imeshafika usiku. Kwa hivyo hawana ile muda ya kupumzika.
They find the other learners on break, playing. During lunch break, most of them opt to play in the 1 hour or so as they wait for the afternoon classes because they do not have food.
Shule hii tuna wanafunzi 293. Wengi wao kutoka sehemu ya mbali, tembea umbali wa zaidi ya kilomita 8. Na huwa wanatoka nyumbani usiku ndipo waweze kufika hapa asubuhi na mapema. Wengine wanapita sehemu ambayo kuna wanyama. Kuna wanyama kama ndovu, chui na fisi. Na pia wanafunzi ambao wanaishi sehemu ya mlima wanakumbana na nyati. Kuna nyati pia sehemu zingine. Kuna wengine pia huchelewa wakati ambapo kuna mvua. Laga na maji mengi kwa laga, so inabidi wangoje maji iwe kidogo ndio waweze kuvuka.
Nikifika shule nimeshaka. Mwalimu akifunza sielewa. Mwalimu akinipea homework nafanya hapa kwa darasani. Nikaenda kurudia kwa nyumbani kufanya. Nikienda nyumbani sielewa vizuri.
At one time, a pupil from the school was attacked by a wild animal.
Kuna mwanafunzi ambapo alipatikana na fisi. Kamuua, baadaye akakuja kujulikana baada ya masiku. Mzazi alikuja kujua baada ya siku 2-3 ambapo hakuona mtoto wake amerudi nyumbani, na baadaye kufuatilia akakuja kupata hiyo habari baadaye.
Vizuri, mpigie makofi moja. Kwa hivyo ngeli ya awa.
Teachers in this school understand the challenges some of the learners go through to get to school.
Wengi wao wanapopewa ile kazi ya ziada unakuta wanabaki shuleni kuhakikisha kwamba wamemaliza kufanya hiyo kazi ndipo waweze kurejea nyumbani kwao. So unakuta wanafika nyumbani ikiwa ni usiku. Boarding kitambo ilikuwa inafanya, lakini baadaye ikawa hatuna vitanda, na boarding yenyewe bado hizo dormitories zimeharibika. So kwa muda kidogo sasa imesimama mpaka pengine tupate wafadhili ambao watatusaidia kurekebisha hizo vitanda. Wanafunzi wengi huku wametoka kwa zile familia ambayo haziwezi mudu kujinunulia hata mattress. So kitambo tulikuwa tunapata ufadhili kutoka kwa shirika la Child Fund. Wamekuwa wakitusaidia na zile beddings, mattresses na pia blankets na pia nets. Na kwa muda sasa hawajaweza kutupea hizo vitu ambavyo huwa wanatufadhili nazo. So imekuwa changamoto kuwaelezea wazazi wajinunulie hizo vitu. Ndipo sasa ukiweza kuambia mwanafunzi aje na ile mattress pamoja na vitu za kulalia, inakuwa ni vigumu kupata. So anaonelea akae nyumbani, kwa anatoka nyumbani akija mpaka shuleni asubuhi.
Na kadolta na kitu za dasibu aje na korta tani tu. Kupona kabota kuna kara kwilita. Oro bobuni tipadi. Na rinyo na ngai na shajo ashana ga yitishugo.
Elima, Letetekwa and their friends arrived in school a few minutes to 11 a.m. They found the other pupils out for break. They had missed the first 2 lessons of the day. For them, this is what usually happens. And in the evening, they have to prepare for another 3-hour walk back home. Well, the dangerous journey to school has not stopped learners from here from dreaming, and the cycle is not ending anytime soon. Tomorrow, Elima, Letetekwa, Mary and their friends will make the dangerous journey to school once again in hopes of achieving a better life and in turn help their communities. Sharon Barang'a, TV47 in the county of Samburu.